call the March Borough Board meeting back into session. As everybody knows, we had during March, it is our budget consultation, so we had an earlier meeting where we had approximately 15 groups come in, and now we are heading towards the evening portion of it. So I'm going to save all of the board's housekeeping issues until the end, so we can just get on, and then everybody can do their presentations. Also, too, at the end of your presentation, if you want to leave, that's fine. Don't feel obligated to stay. I know everybody's busy and everything like that, and we do have a few presentations, so if you could just quietly leave, but don't feel obligated. Of course, you're more than welcome if you want to see what's going on, but otherwise, everybody can leave. Okay, so with no further ado, I'm going to just move right into it. Ciro Noble Maritime Collection, you have the floor.
Good afternoon, I'm Ciro Berlino, Executive Director of the Noble Maritime Collection at Staten Harbor. I thank the Borough Board for this opportunity to let you know about the museum's needs and how we are putting city funds to use in service to the public. We aim to offer all Staten Islanders access to our unique brand of arts education and programming inspired by the museum's namesake, artist and sailor John A. Noble. Since I last addressed this board, we expanded our public hours to include Wednesdays and continued our pay-as-you-wish admission policy. As a result, attendance has increased, and last year the museum served over 18,000 people, of which nearly 4,000 were school children of all ages and abilities. An estimated 85% of these students are children of color, 17% are in special education, 77% come from economically disadvantaged households, and 83% received our programs for free, which is a testament to our values. Those arts education programs include the innovative Maritime Careers of New York Harbor, the new ethnomusicology-based musical voyage around the world, and the popular Curtain art class. We work with schools throughout the borough and specialize in serving students with autism in DOE Special Education District 75. On the North Shore, for 16 years from FY08 to FY24, we presented a cultural after-school adventure program at PS 373 in Randall Manor for special education students. We have respectfully submitted a request to Councilmember Hanks to reinstate this funding in FY26. We also made 2 other applications to Councilmember Hanks, a discretionary request to work with all grades at PS 59 in St. George, and a cultural immigrant initiative request to bring our bilingual education program La Capitana Pise to Spanish-speaking students at PS 19 and 20 in Port Richmond and PS 44 in Mariners Harbor. In the Mid-Island area, we are in the midst of our second CASA program with PS 52 and Ocean Breeze, generously funded by Councilmember Carr, and we have submitted a request to renew that funding in FY26. On the South Shore, for the last several years, Councilmember Borelli had funded our music education program for special education students at IS 25 in Huguenot, as well as our work with seniors at the South Shore JCC in Arlington Heights, with funding from the Department for the Aging, and we've submitted a request for funding from District 75 to continue this work in FY26. The Noble Maritime Collection is grateful for past discretionary funding from Borough President Pasella, which has helped offset costs associated with staging exhibitions and operating the museum. We very much appreciate if you would consider the museum for such funding again this fiscal year. Later this year, we will open 2 new exhibitions, one about untold stories in Salestown Harbor history, and the other being a 50-year retrospective of work by Staten Island artist Phil Murphy. A large portion of our programmatic funding, particularly for exhibitions, comes from the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs. Recent reforms to their Cultural Development Fund have negatively impacted the museum's annual funding, but a better funded DCLA would benefit not only the Noble, but all cultural organizations on Staten Island. It is my hope that City Council members would look to protect, if not permanently increase, DCLA's budget in FY26. The museum's work takes place in our city-owned landmark building. We thank the Borough President, Mayor Adams, and DCLA for capital funding they have allocated in recent years for reconstruction of the museum's facade and windows, which is fully funded, as well as an urgent upgrade to our aging air conditioning system. Regarding that latter project, I just received word that the Department of Design and Construction deemed what was a fully funded $1.25 million project to have insufficient budget, and we need to raise an additional $4 million. Therefore, we will be submitting an FY26 capital request for the air conditioning project to the Staten Island City Council delegation, the Mayor, and DCLA. Finally, I want to call your attention to the ongoing safety issues on Richmond Terrace in front of Staten Harbor. Numerous accidents have caused speeding cars to go through the campus's fence or crash into its main power supply. However, most important is the public danger these accidents pose, particularly since visitors arriving by bus alight to only a few inches of sidewalk due to a cement barricade and must cross the road without a traffic light. The Snug Harbor constituent organizations have been in contact with DOT, but I wanted to draw your attention to this issue as your leadership may prove crucial to making positive changes for the public safety. So thank you again for this opportunity to address you on behalf of the Northern Maritime Collection. As always, it's an honor to work alongside you in service to all Staten Islanders. Thank you.
Okay, so we will reach out to DOT to see what's going on. Do you know when you reached out to them?
It was about a year ago. Snug Harbor led that
Okay.
meeting with the local commissioner. They received a few responses that they're looking to put in speed bumps, but it's been a little bit of a slow process. But the bus stop particularly is bad. Like on the water side, where we're asking tourists to take the ferry and ride the bus, the sidewalk is not that big because of a cement barricade. And there's no way for a wheelchair to even do that. And then there's no light, so it's dangerous.
Okay, all right, so we will reach out. You and I have already spoken about the capital
Yes.
thing already. You know what, give it a few days, and if you don't hear from them, I would just, follow up again, because I'm just worried, because our deadline is at the end of the month, that, if we need to do it and everything, I want to get it in sooner rather than later.
Thank you. Yeah, we're looking to meet the March 20th deadline for mayor, DCLA, and city council, so.
Yeah, so if we could hopefully get it in a little bit before that, because my
Okay.
deadline is March 26th.
Okay, I'll
So-
try to do it. We're ready to go with it.
Yeah,
We're just waiting
okay.
for that response. Yeah,
Yep.
thank you.
Okay. All righty, does any of the other members have any questions for the Noble Museum?
I have one
Go ahead,
referring to the traffic problem. The barricades are the ones that the DOT put in last year? Is that the ones that they put in there? They've been putting them around a lot.
Yeah, I believe so. They have those orange stripes. It's not Snug
Right.
Harbor. It blocks off the pier. But the bus stop is also there. So you really, it's literally like maybe 12 inches of sidewalk.
Well, and, so did you mention to them, I mean, did they say that it was theirs?
I was not at that meeting where Snug Harbor led that, but I'm assuming it's theirs. I don't think Snug Harbor would do that, but I'm not informed on that, unfortunately.
All right, I'll give them a call also and see what's going on. I'm the district manager of Community Board 1.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. We all do.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm sorry, I should have said this, because, being that we just re-adjourned the meeting or whatever, so Joan Cusack from Community Board 1 is joining us via remote for this meeting, so that is the voice that you hear. So, and, she will be responding and answering questions. And if everybody on the dais could just identify themselves. I'm Marie Carmelina Francesca. I run the Borough Board for the Borough President. Elena, do you want to start?
I'm Elena Brady. I'm with Councilmember David Carr's office.
And I'm Brianna Nasty. I was with former Councilman Borelli's office, but as of right now, we are open for constituent requests at Council District 51.
I'm Angela Shannon, and I'm with the Staten Island Borough President Office.
I'm Deborah Jericho, Community Board 2.
Jerry Goldman, Vice Chair, Community Board 3.
And Brooke Russell-Zacconi, Staten Island Borough President's Office.
Thank you. Okay, moving right along, Kathleen, Northfield LDC has the floor.
Thanks. My name is Kathleen Bielsa, and I serve as the Executive Director of Northfield Community LDC. We sincerely appreciate the support we receive from the Borough President's Office and City Council members, and I appreciate the opportunity to let everyone know about the work that we do. Northfield serves the entire borough of Staten Island. We are especially with the federal weatherization program, so we are also a HUD-certified housing counseling agency and provide home repairs. Our economic and community development initiatives focus on Port Richmond and the North Shore, where we collaborate with stakeholders on community planning, improvements, advocacy, and our mission is to bring resources to Staten Island to help our communities prosper. Our clients are typically families or individuals earning below 80% of the area median income and often below 60% of the area median income. We support Staten Island residents experiencing various housing needs. For example, we assist homeowners facing foreclosure due to unexpected life events, seniors with limited incomes who struggle to maintain their homes, and young couples striving to purchase a home for long-term stability. Each year, we implement free energy efficiency and health and safety improvements in over 100 homes, both owned or rented. The our Beyond Weatherization program allows us to address critical home repairs such as roof replacements, crumbling front steps, which are outside of the scope of the weatherization program. We recently completed critical repairs on 20 homes and were awarded additional state funds to continue this program. As a HUD-certified housing counseling agency, we assist approximately 200 residents annually with home purchases, foreclosure prevention, and resources to maintain their housing stability. Beyond helping individuals and families, we also address broader community needs. Our long-standing presence in the community enables us to connect residents with vital resources and respond effectively to emerging challenges. We're right now in the process of applying to the state so that we can have some emergency funds available in any flood events and unexpected events. So us being in the community, we can access that state resource and bring it locally here to Staten Island. Currently, the average home price in Staten Island is $720,000. That's an increase from $680,000 a year ago, with North Shore prices averaging $600,000 according to Sideboard. Even those taking advantage of New York City's Home First grant of $100,000 will likely have a monthly housing cost of over $4,000. New York City is expanding the eligibility criteria to include those who earn up to 100% of the area median income or $155,000 a year for a family of 4. Previously, the eligibility limit was 80% of AMI. While the increased eligibility limit is a good thing, we would like to create more opportunities for housing stability and wealth building for residents earning between 60% and 80% of area median income, or $93,000 to $124,000 a year for a family of 4. Northfield is working to expand affordable home ownership opportunities through a community land trust model. Unlike traditional subsidies, the CLT requires deeper initial investment, but ensures that both the home and the subsidy remain available for future home buyers in perpetuity. This model has the potential to build wealth for low-income residents, reduce racial disparities in home ownership, and counteract declining home ownership rates in Staten Island, and provide long-term affordable housing solutions. We recently completed a feasibility analysis to attract which we're going to use to attract major investments from New York City, New York State, and private philanthropy. Hopefully you'll be hearing about this more in the coming months. Securing funding to maintain our service levels remains an ongoing challenge. However, we remain committed to bringing resources to families and neighbors and neighborhoods, enhancing the quality of life for Staten Island residents. General support enables us to sustain our services and continue making meaningful impact in our community. We look forward to continuing our collaboration with the Borough President's Office and City Council members to strengthen Staten Island's communities and improve residents' quality of life. We have several pending, discretionary funding applications, and the majority of our housing counseling funds come from the city through HPD. We also have a small grant request to SBS, to work with the residents on the business owners on Fortune Avenue. So, thank you very much.
Okay. I have just a quick question, just I wanted to clarify. The Community Land Trust,
Yes.
Do the homeowners purchase the homes or Northfield both purchases them?
There's the big difficulty in bringing affordable housing to Staten Island is land. There's not a lot of city-owned land in Staten Island, so we're looking at existing homes. And so yes, the idea would be that the Community Land Trust, which will be an entity by itself, will own the land, and the home buyer will purchase the house that sits on it. There'll be a nominal monthly ground lease, like $50 a month, and kind of will look more like a scattered site homeowners association,
Okay,
and that's really how it would look.
okay. Do any of the board members have any questions? Joan?
No, good.
Okay. Okay, moving right along, we have Alan from Richmond County Orchestra and Riverside Opera. Alan, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Everybody, if you don't mind, I'm going to stand because I'm a musical director and conductor, and I think better on my feet. So, I want to thank the borough president and all the city council folks who are here for past funding. The Richmond County Orchestra and the Riverside Opera Company have been recently celebrating their 25th and 26th years, and as separate not-for-profit 501c3 organizations. And we service more than, each year, 20,000 people between the two groups come to see our concerts. We give free concerts in the parks, and we travel throughout the 3 boroughs of Staten Island, so we're mobile. Mobile is English say, mobile is American say. And so we travel, all around the island and giving concerts. All our concerts, even our paid ones, are minimal, but $15 in advance, $20, and students and children are always free. We do fundraisers for them, keep that happening for everybody. We also work, we have a CASA program that we're currently running at Curtis High School, and have so for 7 years, and we're making lots of progress there, so we're very thankful for Camille Hanks' office for funding that. And we also, goodness, what do we do? Well, the Opera Company has advanced the careers of several local artists, actually. We don't hold on to our singers, we let them go, and several of them have made careers in Germany and at the Metropolitan Opera, we're happy to say. The Richmond County Orchestra has also performed at the, in addition to the St. George Theater and many other local music hall when it's open, at the Snug Harbor. We performed, also, we've been paid to perform at Carnegie Hall and Guggenheim Museum, and so we're very, very proud of that. Goodness, what else can I say? Oh yes, we have a wonderful student mentoring program, a side-by-side program for the children, mostly of color, and we work at the Brighton Heights Reformed Youth Orchestra here. And we do, every year we do a side-by-side program where we include them, we go and coach them for 10 weeks before public concerts, and then we include them literally sitting side-by-side on musicians, so they get the chance of rehearsing with the musicians as well as doing the public performances. Now, as you know, like, sports is like really, really important, right? For young people. It helps develop their integrity and all kinds of things. Well, the same thing happens with these young musicians, but maybe they aren't interested in sports. So a lot of people who aren't can, gain this recognition and this self-worth going through our program. So we're very, very happy for the funding. The funding goes to help those programs in particular, but also goes to a lot of behind-the-scenes things like liability insurance and all the nuts and bolts, as you can imagine, that all of you have to pay as well. So we're very thankful for any funding that can come to us, and thank you for allowing me to be here with you all today.
Thank you. I don't have any questions. Does anybody on the board? Joan?
All good. Thank
All
you.
good? Okay. All right, moving right along. Up next is on your mark. Nadia, you have the floor.
Hello, my name is Nadia Bannister. I'm the Director of Development at Iron Mark. Thank you so much for the invitation to speak today, and to the elected officials and the Borough President for your continued support. So Iron Mark's mission is to provide individuals with intellectual and or developmental disabilities the opportunity to live full, meaningful, and engaged lives through person-centered programs that promote community inclusion, health and fitness, independence, self-empowerment, and productivity. As we look ahead into fiscal year 2026, we're seeking $75,000 in additional funding to expand and enhance our key programs that make a profound difference in the lives of those that we serve. These funds will be allocated across 10 initiatives, each designated to empower, support, and elevate the individuals in our programs. As some of you may know, we have recently acquired the old St. Peter St. Paul's Elementary School, so we have a lot of construction going on to bring our programs to life there, so some of this funding will go towards that as well. We're going to be expanding our social and recreational opportunities for our seniors. Aging adults with IDD often experience social isolation, making structured social and recreational activities essential. Our Prime Friendship Club ensures that seniors remain active, connected. They participate in engaging gardening activities, arts and crafts, bingo, nature walks, community outings that are all designated to foster inclusion and well-being. With additional funding, we'll be able to expand these offerings, increase staffing, transportation, and programming to reach more seniors and provide a wider variety of activities. Strengthening our workforce to improve services. The COVID pandemic severely impacted staffing levels across the disability service sector, and Iron Mark was no exception. We are proud to have hired 140 new employees in 2024, but continued recruitment and retention efforts are essential to sustain and grow our programs. With additional funding, we will invest in staff recruitment, paid advertising for job postings, professional development, and job fairs, ensuring we attract and retain qualified professionals who can help us provide the highest quality of care. Building the next generation of caregivers, we have a project called Project Teamwork through our respite program, which is relief for the individuals and their families. And we prepare the next generation of professionals in this disability service field. The initiative recruits high school and college students aged 12 to 22 who are interested in gaining hands-on experience supporting individuals with IDD. Participants learn about therapeutic techniques, communication strategies, and adaptive recreation, gaining invaluable experience that often inspires them to pursue careers in healthcare and education and social services. With additional funding, we will allow us to expand the program, offering more students the opportunity to participate and strengthen the pipeline of future professionals dedicated to working in the disability community. Promoting self-expression through music, dance, and art. For many individuals with IDD, music, dance, and art are more than just recreational activities. They are lifelines to self-expression, confidence, and emotional well-being. Our music and dance program offers structured classes in dance fitness, performing arts, and music study, providing an opportunity for the individuals to develop coordination, engage socially, and celebrate their talents. Likewise, our art program creates an outlet for nonverbal and speaking individuals to express themselves through painting, drawing, mixed media. Many of our participants also own businesses and sell their artwork, and this is a way that they can foster entrepreneurship and independence. Integrating mind and body wellness. Our mind and body program bridges the gap between mental and physical well-being through mindfulness sessions like Wind Down Wednesdays and yoga-based movements, classes like Go with the Floga. Individuals learn self-regulation techniques, stress management, and coping strategies. This program also incorporates physical fitness, ensuring that participants stay active in ways that accommodate their abilities. With additional funding, we'll be able to expand mindfulness training, physical fitness activities, and wellness workshops, providing the individuals with the tools that they need to lead balanced and healthy lives. Advancing adaptive athletics and Special Olympics training. Sports programs teach teamwork, perseverance, and confidence, and our special athletics program is designated to help individuals with IDD develop these skills while working toward participating in the Special Olympics. While training in basketball, track and field, soccer.
Have the greenhouse and the track. Would you be looking to build those at the new location at
Yes,
Peters?
so we currently have the horticulture program at our 475 day hab right now, but we're looking to expand the space. So we're looking to build a greenhouse at the new campus and just keep the program at 475 and make it like bigger there.
Okay.
Because at 475, they will grow herbs, vegetables, whatever they got going on. And then they use them at 475 because they do cooking classes during the day. So we're looking to advance it though so we can really like bring it to the cafe as well.
Okay, and then the track would also be?
I have one.
Go ahead.
Hi Nadia.
Hi.
Joan. When is the expected opening of the new campus?
So we're aiming for April 1st. We have had a couple setbacks there was like a flood after we just put in the flooring, so we had to rip up the flooring, let it dry out. We're reinstalling at the moment. But once that's down, we are going to be moving in all the equipment and furniture, which is most of it is being held in the gym at the moment. So I will definitely keep everyone posted for that because we will be hopefully having a ribbon cutting that day. But we're aiming for April 1st right now.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, moving right along, Mike, you were up, New York Center for Interpersonal Development.
Great, thank you so much. I wonder if you're all sitting here right now thinking, what a cool name, go with the flow chart. Oh my goodness, why didn't I think of that? Yeah. Good to be with you all. Good to be with my colleagues who are doing amazing work in our community for our most vulnerable. My name is Michael DeVito. I'm with New York Center for Interpersonal Development. There'll never be a test on that. Most of you know us as NYCID, NYCID. To start off by saying thank you so much to the Borough President's Office for his continued support over the years, to CM Hanks' office for just so much support, Councilmember Carr for always coming through for us, and over the years, Councilmember Borelli doing as much as he can for a variety of programs. Just to give you a really quick, 90 seconds on NYCID, we believe in building community and nurturing personal growth, and we do that every day by conflict management, by youth development, and by wholeness and belonging. To say that there is somebody from sunrise to sunset in a NYCID program somewhere on Staten Island and beyond at this point is an actual thing. We're helping families get through the tough stuff. We're helping young people see their full potential. We are helping neighbors better get along, and we're helping the elderly maintain their dignity. If you didn't know it, we are your mediation center. So if you live and work in Staten Island and you have conflict, come to us and we'll help you resolve it at no cost to you, and hopefully before you go in front of a judge where you get to just listen to what is going to happen to you, right? So this year we'll serve about 10,000 New Yorkers. While that footprint is primarily on Staten Island, we are as far out as the Bronx, though that at times feels like Mars, depending on what day you get out there. You may have to pack an overnight bag. And I'm here today to talk about the several different things that we have asked City Council for. The first two things are part of initiatives that are citywide. The first one is Youth Build. And as the council members know, it's a lot of work making sure that the money for City Council stays whole. Last year we asked for $2 million and we walked away with $1.8 million. Now NYCID only gets a small portion of that for the work that we're doing on Staten Island with our Youth Build program. Just to be clear, Youth Build is a work program for young people who are 18 to 24 years old. It gives them a chance to reconnect to education, get their GED. While they're doing that, they are in an apprenticeship for construction, right? This is a federally funded program, so the predominant amount of the funds does come out of the Fed, the Department of Labor, and there is a match. That match is usually taken care of by the City Council, which is fantastic, and yet every year it gets harder and harder to keep that money together. So we're hoping that with the Staten Island Coalition, with your support this year, that money will stay whole, and it will mean that each of the 13 programs throughout New York City will get a good amount of money to support the additional work that we need to be able to do under the DOL contract. The second thing is crises management systems. This is the work that is happening on the ground in our most vulnerable communities with people who are involved in gun violence. We have a number of credible messengers. These are individuals who have been once incarcerated, are now in our communities doing the best that they can to help people who are either holding a gun or potentially having a gun pointed at them, to support them in every possible way. I'd like to give you a very quick example. I'm sure that you all remember just a few months back, a terrible fight led to an argument where a mom was stabbed and her life was taken. Our team helped the young people that are the young children do something that is called a foster in place, so that there was one adult son and that family was able to stay together. Our credible messengers knew that family, and we were able to help facilitate a really solid, calm transition for that family so that the kids didn't have to be separated. We also surrounded them with a variety of other resources using the credible messenger model and the crisis management system to ensure that they were able to get all the help that they needed. Everything from food on their plate to additional support in counseling and crisis management. Crisis management systems is a big ask. We are not funded through the actual Office of Neighborhood Safety. These resources, precious resources, have come only out of the City Council over the last couple of years, so we're asking for that amount to stay at least as it is, and if it could increase, that would be amazing. 3 other very quick things. In Councilman Borelli's district, we have been asking for the last couple of years for a morning program at PS 62. This is a working family school. They need all the help that they can get. Many of the families cannot afford to put their young people in a program, and helping families be able to get to work on time is vital. There's a $50,000 ask for that. I'm sure that many of you know that after school is a big thing in New York City. There's a program called Compass, Comprehensive, I have to look this up because even though we've had it for 20 years, I can never remember the name of it. Comprehensive After School System of New York, Compass. We are asking for a Compass program that is not part of the network at PS 59. They are desperate for resources there, and a Compass program could go a really long way. And finally, much like my friends at On the Mark were talking about, we know that wellness and belonging is paramount. It is a vital thing that we could be doing to help our young people, especially the most vulnerable. And we believe that we can teach them, we have been, we don't believe, we are teaching them responsibility and accountability through self-awareness. And when we create that space to help them really understand what's going on with their bodies and how they are connecting to the outside world, they're able to make better choices. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Thank you so much for your time.
Very nice. Thank you, Mike. We appreciate it. I don't have any questions. We've done a lot of work that we've coordinated together, so does anybody else have any questions?
For the morning program that you mentioned, so what time does that begin exactly?
Yeah, so we're hoping that families can start dropping their young people off as early as 7 a.m., which is a full hour before the school day actually does begin. And we've entered those figures of what we believe that the program budget, what it would look like. We have, of course, great support from the principal there. We did apply last year, and we know that it was a tight budget year. We're hoping this year we can see it through.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Joan?
No, good.
Okay. All right, up next we have CAS, Community Agency for Senior Citizens.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. I'm Alvana Kalik. I am the President CEO of CAS, Community Agency for Senior Citizens, and I'm here joined by Patrice today, our Chief Development Officer. Thank you for this opportunity. And just a brief description of CAS for those of you who may be less familiar with it. We are an organization dedicated to providing quality services, supports, and referrals to the island's older residents. And over the last 50 years, our mission has remained the same, ensuring that older adults are connected and empowered, safely aging in their homes and their communities through the various programs that we offer. We are mainly funded through the Department for the Aging with some state funding. City Council funding and Borough President funding are very essential to our needs and to the continuation of our services. We thank the Borough President and the City Council for the support that they give to CAS over the years and their continued support. The discretionary funding really enables us to expand and enhance our services going beyond what our baseline contracts alone can provide. Just a few examples of last year and how we use the discretionary funding. The Borough President funding allowed us to hold a combined picnic for both of our senior centers or older adult centers, New Lane and Cassidy Falls. And activities or events like this go beyond just a picnic. These events aim to address some of the most pressing needs in our community, reducing the incidences of isolation, creating a shared community experience which promotes diversity, and the coming together of unique minds with unique perspectives. Borough President funding Also allows us to strengthen our IT support needs, supporting grant writing initiatives to secure new funding opportunities, and covering various other operational expenses that allow CAS to thrive and meet the evolving needs of the community that we serve. We really are truly grateful for all the support. The City Council money this past fiscal year has allowed us to improve our centers, expand activities, including trips. This funding mainly came from Councilmember Hank's office in relation to our centers. CM Borelli's office has helped provide funding to our case management program, which is a program for homebound older adults, and our friendly visiting program, which really addresses isolation. Councilmember Carr, along with the other council members, Hanks and Borelli, have continuously supported us through the DUMP initiative, which really enables us to offer additional services for elder abuse prevention services and also increase outreach and education efforts to raise awareness in the community. For fiscal year 26, we are seeking funding from Borough President and City Council for similar types of activities for continuation and enhancement of services and supports for older adults. I just want to say, just beyond this, I want to also bring to your attention that I feel like it's my responsibility as serving the older adult community to mention and to say that, often this population goes unheard or overlooked, and our older adults have contributed so much to our neighborhoods and to our community, and as they age, they need our care, our attention, our commitment. It's our responsibility to ensure the seniors on Staten Island have the resources to age at home safely with dignity, independence, and good quality of life. And aging is a universal experience, and we all may find ourselves in need of help as we get older, whether it's due to mobility issues, cognitive changes, or simply just not being able to do what we may take for granted today. We may all face challenges that require some sort of support. As we age, we move through different stages of life, and our roles and purposes in the society shift. And unfortunately, many older adults feel overlooked or invisible. And this is sadly reflected on the city's budget. The overall budget is what I'm talking about, that, as I mentioned earlier, most of our funding comes from New York City Department for the Aging. And they received about less than half of 1% of city's budget. And this figure does not reflect the level of care and support that our seniors not only deserve, but need. And we must recognize the challenges facing seniors are not just about physical health and getting frail. Many older adults are battling social isolation, mental health concerns, financial instability. Programs like home care, meal delivery, transportation, older adult centers, friendly visiting services, elder abuse prevention, and social services are not luxuries, they're just lifelines. And without the appropriate funding, we really risk leaving many of our most vulnerable residents without the support that they need at the time they need it most. Our borough has always been a place that takes pride in caring for one another, and we hope that this continues to show in concrete ways through funding and increased funding for years to come. Thank you for your time today and for this opportunity, and thank you again to our president and city council.
Thank you for coming. We appreciate you coming. I don't have any questions. We have historically did a lot of work together.
Yes.
Does anybody on the board have any? Joan?
Yes, I have comments. I worked with this program for over 15 years. I funded them for most of those years, and I always found them to be in New York State. I was Commissioner of Crime Victims for New York State. Found them to be one of the, if not the best program in the state of New York for senior citizens. Especially when it came to victim services, they were amazing. So I just wanted to put that in for them. They're a great program, and they've gotten better and better.
Thank you, Joan.
Thank you, Joan. Okay. Next up, we have the JCC. You have the floor.
Thank you. Just wanted to start off by thanking you for allowing me to speak today, and thanking the borough president and all of our council members for your continuous support during the year. You are our true partner, and we wouldn't be able to do what we do without your support. So I'd just like to extend my gratitude. My name is Michelle Danza. I am the JCC's grants director. I've been with the JCC for over 20 years. developing programs and services that truly impact our community. JCC is one of the largest non-for-profit organizations in the borough and has been dedicated to serving residents for over 95 years. Our programs attract Staten Islanders of all faith, ethnicities, and backgrounds. Our purpose is to help individuals obtain the skills that they need to succeed and transition into different phases of life. The JCC's actions and decisions are guided by identifying unmet needs within our community and working with our community partners to provide services and support for all residents. So we serve everyone from infants to adults and everybody in between. Some of our key programs are our DIFTA-funded Older Adult Network, our NORC, Career Connections, Food Pantry, Healthcare Enrollment, Literacy Education, after-school programs across the borough for all, 2 cornerstones, cultural education, social services, camp, 4 early childhood centers, programs for people with disabilities, and programs to promote health and wellness. Because we have such a large range of programming, this year we submitted 39 applications to the council. For this year specifically, we did have some new initiatives. The first initiative I'd like to speak to today that we're seeking funding on is hate crimes prevention. The JCC is seeking $100,000 to support community-based work aimed at reducing hate violence and promoting community respect. We are also seeking funding for a Compass initiative. We're seeking $250,000 to support the JCC's Compass after-school program to empower our students to lead, learn, explore, achieve, and dream. Program components will include academics, STEM, career awareness, introduction to new sports, and wellness activities. The Compass initiative that we're applying for really aligns with the program that we applied for the state under LEAPS. So LEAPS is state funding for after-school programming, and to our knowledge, to date, nobody in Staten Island has received LEAPS funding. When we were working on the LEAPS program, we did identify that Staten Island had some really strong statistics that were actually higher than the other boroughs. So when we look for state funding, a lot of times Staten Island, it's difficult for us to obtain funding when compared to the other boroughs, because the other boroughs have a larger scope, a larger reach, and when they lump us together as a region, sometimes Staten Island is left behind. So to our knowledge, no one has received this funding from the state. The Compass program that we're proposing to develop mimics the program that we developed for LEAPS, which aligns with the national standards and really is an amazing opportunity for kids to learn, to be exposed to new people, new ideas, new interests, and new experiences. For the state program, we did engage 3 different schools. It was Eagle Academy, we engaged PS 16, and we engaged PS 65. So hope if we do get funded, we would outreach to those 3 schools and to see if they were still willing to work with us, which I'm sure they are, because they're both definitely in need. Another program, a new initiative this year would be the educational program for students. We're requesting $75,000 to support a creative youth development program to help young people express themselves while building their skills to succeed. Activities will empower students to cultivate their interest in STEM and literacy, utilizing creative concepts, including the arts. One of the key programs that we submitted 3 distinct applications for this year is Sunrise Day Camp. So Sunrise Day Camp is a program that we operate for children with cancer and their siblings, and it's an amazing, amazing program that operates out of Staten Island Academy. Sunrise engages children from all community districts. So District 49 had 21 campers this year, District 50 had 20 campers, District 51 had 16 campers. Sunrise also engages children from Manhattan and Brooklyn. So we had 12 campers from Manhattan and 51 campers from Brooklyn. The reason why we submitted 3 distinct applications is one of the applications was for speaker initiative. So because there's such a large geographic reach, we're asking the speaker to fund the program as well. We submitted 1 application to all of our Staten Island elected officials with the Staten Island delegation, and we submitted 1 application to the elected officials that are in New York City and Brooklyn, where we serve their campers. one of the largest expenses in Sunrise is transportation. So the children receive door-to-door transportation for camp, so that's definitely one of the largest expenses, as well as staffing and activities. And for these children, this is really sometimes their only opportunity to really interact with their other peers and to really just, have a chance to be a child for the summer. So it's definitely an amazing program. Again, I would like to thank you for all of your support throughout the year and look forward to continue offering amazing programs.
So I don't have any questions. We partner on a lot of different issues, especially Sunrise. For anybody who has not been to Sunrise, I suggest you go because it is such a amazing experience and everything. I've gone for the last few years when they have their carnivals, and there is just nothing like it. You go there and you feel such a mix of emotions and everything. Happiness seeing these kids interact with their peers. Happiness that their siblings are actually, because a lot of times, like how the program explains, they take a back seat to the sick child. And it is just an amazing program. So if you have not been there for the electeds and everything, not that you're getting like a free advertising, but really you should just go because it is an absolutely amazing day.
And we would love, if anybody is interested in visiting camp, we would absolutely love to have you. I just want to introduce my colleague. This is Lisa Spagnolia. And this summer, we pay a visit to camp every summer. And I'm sure that she would agree. Every time we go, it's amazing. It's an amazing experience to even be in presence of camp.
It recharges your batteries.
It does.
And not just for the day. It's just you leave with such a good feeling. Does anybody have any questions? Joni?
Yes, comments. I was on the board of Staten Island Academy when they first came with the Sunrise Camp, and the excitement we had in voting for them to come was absolutely great. Everybody loves it, and it's the kids are amazing, and you have to visit the camp, just like Maria said. You have to see it. And another thing that came out of it that maybe a lot of people didn't realize it, the students of the school work camps in the summer, and they have learned so much from these children and their families and the whole atmosphere, even the fact that the families are allowed to bring their siblings to the camp, which is such a big help. It's an amazing program to see and watch. I absolutely love it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joni. Okay, last but not least, you, Doreen, you have the floor for St. Joyce Theater.
Thank you. So my name is Doreen Cunha. I'm president, CEO, co-founder of the St. Joyce Theater Restoration Inc., a nonprofit organization that was established in 2004. So we're in existence just about 22 years now, and with the mission to continue with the restoration and the development of being a cultural and performing arts center for our amazing borough. We are the largest performing arts center on Staten Island, a cornerstone in the downtown area, and a prized resource for local artists and community-based groups. Each year, the theater hosts over 150 events that include 90 main stage public performances, a few which are sensory-friendly shows, 14 arts and education shows for students, a 2-week free dance and literacy program for children ages 9 to 18. We host a movie series, 12 a year, in addition to a career path program, a free program for high school students aspiring a theater or dance or music career. We teach them about the other opportunities in the arts when they're pursuing a higher education. We mentor them. And we are proud to host a night of theater program giving everyone access to the arts. We are currently working on 2 city-funded projects, thanks to the generosity of our elected officials, our city council members, and our borough president. And I do thank all of you here at the borough board for your time and dedication to allowing all the nonprofits on Staten Island to continue with their ambitions. So one project we're working on right now is Keep the Music Playing, a new audio system. This is estimated at $1.4 million. And thanks to Borough President Vito Fasella and Councilmember David Carr, last year we received the allocation. The project is moving along nicely, and we're actually in the process of receiving the bids right now. and we're hoping a year from now, we do have this new audio system. This is something that is so necessary that allows us to continue with industry standards, especially when we host our high-profile events. Our system right now is about 17 years old. That was funded by the city. And when we're bringing in these big headline shows, right now, for some of our shows, we have to rent equipment, spending $10,000 a show, because the equipment now is not industry standard. So a year from now, we'll be saving astronomical fees right now, because the past year and a half, what we have is not sufficient for the big headline shows, which is totally fine. So we're grateful for that. And it's important that, we provide the best service and the best of everything for our borough. So that's one project. And it includes speakers, monitors, subwoofers, array frames, 11 amplifiers, digital mixing boards, microphones, cables, and these snakes. So it's amazing the complexity of this project, but it's so important to us. We're so grateful for that. Another project we're working on is a roof facade capital improvement project. And thanks again to the generosity of our borough president and our council member David Carr. We have $7.6 million secured after the past few years. And right now we are working, it's being managed by EDC, and Arcadia is also managing the project. We kicked that off in 2024. We're hoping to see the new roof and facade hopefully early 2027. It is a major complex project. I have to say we are in great hands with the engineers and architects from EDC. We have bi-weekly meetings. Right now they're working on pros and all that fun stuff, and I'll keep everyone updated with the progress of that. So last year when we needed some overage for the projects, I remember sitting in both the borough president's office and David Carr's office and saying, please help us with the extra we need, and I promise we will not ask in FY26. So we are not asking for funds this year, because last year we were so grateful that you were able to support the overage.
Well, you're not asking for capital, but you're asking for expense.
Yes.
Yeah, I just want to distinguish that so everybody
Yes,
knows
we are
that.
asking for expense. We're in a 3-year cycle for that, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And what most folks, don't realize, they see all the shows we have here, but with all these headline shows, they collect 85 or 90% of the gross box office receipts. We have to survive on a 10 or 15% now, we do. If it wasn't for the elected officials supporting our capital projects, we wouldn't be able to say that the theater is now here for the next century if the theater goes, and it is 95 years old this year. So I thank everyone for their commitment, for allowing us to continue with our mission to be an anchor for our community. We have 175 people on payroll at the St. George Theater, and for committing to the St. George Theater. It's important for Staten Island. Thank you.
Thank you for coming, we really appreciate it. St. George Theater, once again, and I love everybody, I want to give everybody a shout out, but the way that it was painstakingly restored and everything is just beautiful if you haven't been there. Noble too, beautiful. Noble, a lot of their work was done by volunteers too. So theirs is even, I don't want to say better, but for them it was better because they didn't have to pay for as much work and everything like that. So, and neither did the taxpayers, so that worked out great. Okay, thank you everybody for attending. Oh, Joe, I'm sorry, does anybody have any questions for Doreen?
Just to say, we're lucky to have them on the island, really. If you haven't seen it, then you've missed some of the best things of the state.
So, thank you, Joan. Okay, so if everybody wants to leave, you can. We just have some housekeeping things that we have to do for it, so to complete our meeting. So for the members, Brooke was kind enough to send everybody a copy of the minutes from the February meeting. Can I just entertain a motion to accept the minutes, please? Jerry first, Debbie second, thank you. We did not have any correspondence for the board. Does anybody have any old business to bring up? Nope. Any new business? Brooke, I just want to make sure you've seen that, looks like city planning is canceling on us for the April meeting. So as of now, unless someone comes forth, being that city planning canceled for April, we don't have a presentation, so being that we don't have a presentation, we will do remote if it stays that way. If someone comes forth, then we will be meeting in person. Okay, and can I just entertain a motion to adjourn, please?
Motion to adjourn.
All right, Jerry first, Brianna second. Thank you, everybody. I know that it was a lengthy meeting between both the morning and the afternoon session, so thank you, members of the board, for attending, and I will see everybody in May.
Thank you.
I mean, April, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I'm getting ahead of myself.
Thank you.